So I recently decided to watch Tokyo Revengers because, I heard about all the hype and I heard it was getting into season 2, so I was like, let me try to catch up with it before season 2 comes out. So I put it on, I watched the first couple minutes of episode 1, and I told myself, everything's alright so far, it's fine. And then, all of a sudden, the main character gets hit by a train.
No.
And all the neurons connected to my brain, all the past experience of watching animes for years hit me. This is an isekai, and in a millisecond, my hand went to the mouse and I closed that tab instantly, and I decided to myself, I'm never gonna watch this show. Now for all I know, maybe Tokyo Revengers ended up being the best anime ever. I wouldn't know because I'm never gonna watch it. And I know already the comments typing, Tokyo Revengers isn't an isekai, but to me, it pretty much is. He pretty much just traveled to a different world, a different timeline where, he gets to relive his life from what I assume. But, it's an isekai pretty much to me. So I just decided I'm never going to touch this show. But then it got me thinking, why does isekais get a bad rep? And I think I can speak for myself and most of the anime community, but I didn't always dislike isekais, right? I was a huge fan of isekais when the genre first started with Sword Art Online when I was a young kid. I like Sword Art Online. I think I gave the isekai genre a fair shot. I watched Sword Art Online, I watched No Game No Life, I watched Devilman Part-Timer, I watched Overlord, and a couple of other isekais. And most of the time, the isekais I watch aren't even that bad. They're decent, and some of them were pretty good. So why do I and a lot of people in the anime community don't give isekais a fair shot anymore? Because I'm pretty sure I remember there's a time when, isekais were a pretty big genre. Now, let me state the obvious of why isekais get a pretty bad rep. And then I'll get into bigger stuff, why they don't get the respect I think they should. Now, one of the minor reasons why people just are turned off from the isekai genre are the names. Now, the isekai genre is known for its bad names. If you check the titles for some of these isekais, really gets you thinking, who comes up with these titles? And here are just a couple bad isekai titles. I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense. Do you love your mom and her multi-target attacks? And don't even get me started with all the reincarnated titles. One of the most iconic ones, The Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. Or how about this one? Reincarnated as a hot spring, reincarnated as a succubus, and this one, my personal favorite, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a object. Now that one is a true masterpiece. But these titles aren't really titles in my opinion. I feel like it's just isekai writers being oh, we have no idea if anyone's gonna click on this, so let's just put what the show's about as the title. It's pretty much, the titles are just the synopsis to the shows nowadays. Not to mention, a lot of these isekais get a bad rep because a lot of them are just harem shows. They're male fantasies. My male fantasy is watching cool fights like Asa versus Dante and Yami versus Dante. Those are my male fantasies. Just watching people just have amazing fights. But, I know some people's male fantasies is harem shows. And, personally, not my thing. And I know what you're already saying. Accent it. Every anime has fan service. So what makes isekai different? Now thanks, the imaginary voice in my head, for the alley-oop. All anime genres have fan service. All anime titles have bad titles. So why is it that only isekais get bashed for it? To me, I think all anime genres were once where isekais were at, because isekai is a fairly new genre when it comes to anime. It got really popular when Sword Art Online came out, and that show didn't even come out that long ago. Now we have to take a look back at old anime genres back in the day. So what is a better genre to look than the most iconic anime genre of all time? The shonen genre. Back in the day, it got hate for having no story and just being about fights. The oldest argument about shonen genres was that it had no story and it was just about fights. And for most shonen fans, that isn't true. Or another example, the mystery genre in anime. People used to say it's just random characters doing bullshit to outsmart the opponent. Or maybe the sports genre, where people used to say anime and sports, those don't quite mix together. Just watch real sports at that point. Or even seinen animes, where people used to say, oh, it's just edgy for no reason. All of these anime genres had a single anime. It could have been multiple, but I'm going to just define it to a handful of anime that broke out of the stigma of their genres to go beyond their genres. For shonen, it was like a Dragon Ball Z or JoJo's. For a mystery anime, it was like a Death Note or Code Geass. For a sports anime, it was a Kuroko no Basket or a Blue Lock. And even though I'm not a big fan of the show, Haikyuu was also one of those animes for sports. And seinen animes has Tokyo Ghoul and Attack on Titan. Now these anime shows are some of the best in their genres. And these type of shows show how good their genres can be if you just give the genre a chance. Now to most people, the animes I just listed aren't even the best animes in their genre. Some people might say this is just kind of like the good animes, but there's even better animes in the genre. A lot of these are just introduction animes. Before Dragon Ball, there was Yu Yu Hakusho. Before Death Note, there was Monster. Before Blue Lock, there was Hajime Ippo. Before Attack on Titan, there was Berserk. All these genres always had amazing animes coming out of the genre. It's just that no one was looking until a single anime made them look. Maybe that's what isekais need. They need an anime to make us look. To make us look and never doubt that this genre can be amazing. Now, I don't doubt there's already amazing anime in the isekai genre. I've watched Devilman Poor Timer Season 1. That was a pretty good show. I like that show. To me, it's one of the best things that came out of isekai genre. Now, to most people, you can't point at an isekai show and be like, just watch this show and it'll really catch you in. For me, I feel like every other genre has that. Every time I tell someone who's never watched anime, I tell them, watch a Death Note. A Death Note is a perfect starter anime for newcomers. And once you watch a Death Note, you can watch a Monster, or you can watch a Code Geass, or you can watch an Evangelion. These are just introduction shows. Death Note was never supposed to be the peak of its genre. Even though I love Death Note, one of my favorite shows, I know it's not the peak of the genre. I know there's better animes out there. But for right now, isekais don't have a Death Note. They don't have a show where I can be like, watch this to kind of get your mind open to the genre, and then you can explore some of the better stuff in the genre. For me, I don't think there's really a mind-opening isekai. And maybe one day there will be a mind-opening isekai, and where we can all look at the isekai and be like, every anime fan has to watch this isekai. This anime is amazing. And it forces us to open our eyes to how amazing the isekai genre can be, instead of just looking at it as a fan service harem anime genre. And we'll look back at the ReZeros, at the Sword Art Alliance, as how we do Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball for paving the way for amazing animes to come out. And maybe, just maybe, I'll actually open that tab again to watch Tokyo Revengers. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I have an exclusive deal where you can press that like button. Yeah, only on this video you can press that like button. So press that like button. And don't forget to subscribe, because only 99% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. That's an insane number. So help me lower that number and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on isekai genre, because I hear there's great isekais. Don't get me wrong, there's probably some amazing isekais. I've never personally watched ReZero. I hear it's really good, but I'm just kind of put off from the whole isekai genre. I think most people are put off by the isekai genre at this point. So in the comments, let me know your thoughts on an isekai. Maybe you like isekais, maybe you don't like isekais like I do. But just let me know your opinions on isekai down in the comments below. I'll respond to as many comments as I can. And I hope to see you guys next time. So, later, hater.